Madam, come. Yes, you. I want to talk to you. Yes. Why is that child bearing your father's name or one of your names? Why? Is it because you made a mistake to have the pregnancy? Or is it because the biological father declined that he wasn't responsible? Is it because you were the one that nurtured him and trained him or her alone? Yes, if those are the reasons, to an extent, you might be right to give your child your father's name or give as a surname. You might be right. Or one of your names as a surname. You might be very correct. I know of a culture, some tribe in Nigeria, that if you impregnate their daughter and you did not marry their daughter and you did not do the right, especially you did not marry their daughter, if that daughter has a child for you outside wedlock, that child does not belong to you. I'm not talking to those set of people because that is their culture and we have to accept it the way it is. But I'm talking to those of you that is not your culture. You just want to embrace another person's culture or a culture for another tribe. Why? My darling sister, it's not necessary. It is painful, or it might be painful, that the man denied the pregnancy. Yes, it is. That the man was not responsible for your upkeep, for the hospital bills when you had a child. That could be painful too. It's equally painful that as a child grows, the man did not look back to say, what about that child you said you had for me? The man just left you alone to continue. The man left you alone to continue struggling, looking for money, to train that child, and God helped you to train your child. But in the course of your struggle, you got frustrated and you feel maybe at first you did not change the child's surname. You allow him or her to bear the father's surname. But after some time, you decided to change the surname. I've even seen women that after having that first child out of wedlock, and God helped them, and they get another husband, they marry legally, and they started having children, and that man is nice to them, taking care of her, taking care of his own children, and that other child that is not his own biological child. Some women get so emotional and so much in love, and they will decide to change the surname of that child they had for another man to the name of the present man that they have married. My sister, it is wrong. Oh. My view anyway, but I think, and I will let you see the reasons why I'm saying it is not too good. You see, in this life, name carries some importance, and there are names that you will mention in some places and people will like, are you from this family? Do you know these people? And that is where the conversation will start. There are names you will mention and people will ask, are you from so 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 state? That is where the conversation will start. There are names that you will mention that will open some doors for you. You know, that child, especially when the child is a boy, those boys could give women tough times. If you spend all your time, your effort, your money on a son that the father neglects, and you go to the extent of changing his father's name to your own name, and that system is outside your culture, I want to tell you that most times those children do demand to know. Those children, you will discover that some people, even within your family or your neighborhood, those who know your story, will let him know that the surname is bearing in school is not his biological father's name. Some storytellers will tell your son that he's not bearing his father's name. And you know, sons, that ego of a man is always in them. When they hear such stories, they feel bad because people will tag them as bastards. So they feel so bad. And the moment they hear that story, not from your mouth, from another source, I bet you, most of them will give you tough time. They will be demanding from you that you tell them who their father is. Even if their father is irresponsible, they know that they have not seen their father since childhood. They don't recognize their father, but they just want to see their father. They want to meet their father. They want to be able to point to say, though when it comes to responsibility, it's nowhere to be found as a father, but biologically, this is my father. I have a father. His name is so so so. That is African child or African son for you. For those that are practicing it in their culture, it's a different ball game. They will understand it because it's their culture. They might not feel bad, but then I still see some of them that will say they want to even know that father. Even yes, they know you didn't marry you. That is why you gave me the name of your father. But that my own biological, I want to know. And if you don't show them, they are going to create a lot of problems for you. Psychological problem that will make you feel bad. And if you are not careful, you will need to see a therapist. Because you will remember all the pains, all the agony, all the travails that you passed through to train that child to become who he is. And now, he's paying you with, I want to know my father. But if you had allowed him to bear the original son name, it is understandable that the surname he has is his biological father's surname. That doesn't stop them from asking who is their father anyway, but it will be easier for you even to introduce some other family members to him that will make him to know that he's from this particular family. He might not necessarily decide to be part of them fully, but he will just know that, okay, I'm from this particular family. That's enough for some of them. But if you prevent them completely, there are some of us women that even when the fathers, maybe at first they were not responsible because they don't have good job, they were still struggling, and at a stage that they feel that they are now getting okay financially. Okay, let me look for this woman. Let me begin to do what I can afford to do for my child. Some women, they will block that avenue. They will not give the man access to the son or the daughter. Let me tell you, if you are doing that, On the long run, you blame yourself. That is not where I want to go today. I will deal with that at another time. So when you allow your child to bear their original surname, regardless of their father's lifestyle or their wickedness or their irresponsible acts, it can help. You never know. You can never tell where that name can help that child in future. A child must have the father's family side and the mother's family side. No, if you don't do that, you might hinder your child from pursuing a political career in future if that child wants to go into politics. Do you know that some people are into politics today? They are not in their state, though. They are in another state entirely that does not belong to them. But that state that does not belong to them is either it doesn't belong to them in their partner family, but it belongs to them in their maternal family. And because in their maternal clan, they can claim to be a bona fide son or daughter of that town because their mother comes from there, or because their father comes from there. But if your child knows only your own as a mother, my mother is from Osun State, he doesn't know the state of the father, and he has opportunity to be appointed, to be given a political appointment or to run for a political office, and people are not saying, you are from where? Who knows you here? And whereas the father belongs to that particular state and it is ignorant of it, what do you think will happen? Of course, that might deprive that child from running for that office or from pursuing that political career. So mothers, I want to implore us, no matter the challenges, no matter the grudges, allow your children to bear their father's surname, no matter what, regardless. Just allow them to bear their father's surname. You can never tell. The tide can turn positively for him or her in the nearest future. Thank you for listening. Until we meet again, do have a lovely day. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe.